How we doing, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Patrick In Time Watchman. Thank you so much for the support on my last video. Today's video is going to be a follow-up on that, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this new information. Let's get into it. Going to be a super quick video because I have to get to sleep. All right, so let's go to screenshots here. A couple news stories for you to start off, and then we'll get into the new info. So, state of emergency declared after a portion of the Teton Pass in Wyoming was destroyed by a landslide. Look at that. In Wyoming, it's not like they have like a lot of alternate routes. It's pretty rural out there is one way to say it. But this road goes from, I believe, Jackson, which is where the airport is, to the east, all the way to Idaho to the west. Now, I don't know what section this is that got destroyed, but they did declare a state of emergency, and it's going to take at least months. I don't think we have months, but it's going to take months for them to repair this road. And I think we're going to see more and more events like this as we get closer to the rapture. Now I want to get into this. So as of November 9th, 2023, the Campi Flegrei supervolcano in Italy had recorded more than 3,450 earthquakes in 2023. Look at this, which is more than triple the number recorded in 2022. So you're telling me this thing's not waking up? Trust me, it is. And let's go here, another news story. Don't mind that background noise. That's my cat on a scratching post. And on August 21st, 2017, so the day of the Great American Eclipse, the date I'm looking at, look at this, there was a magnitude 4 earthquake on the western edge of the Campi Flegrei area, killing 2 people and many more people were injured. Now, at the time, this volcano wasn't as active, so this was a major earthquake. This was the largest earthquake this volcano's had in the area for years. Well, is it a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I can't talk. I don't believe in coincidences, but I think it's interesting that on this day of the Great American Eclipse, that this is when the largest earthquake occurred. And I believe when we get raptured, that there's going to be a gigantic earthquake. Could that be maybe the rapture and that super volcano is connected? I don't know. I think that it is interesting. It's definitely worth looking at. Now, when I started my channel, roughly about a year ago, it's right around the 1 year anniversary, one of the first things I talked about was the dream I had of the Campi Flegrei earthquake. Volcano. And my dream was, it looked like a dreary, dark winter night. The sky was all darkened. I was walking outside, but I was wearing shorts, and other people were outside with me, and they were wearing stuff that you would wear this time of year, like, jeans, t-shirts, shorts, t-shirt. But I wasn't cold, and I thought that was the weirdest thing. I'm like, wait, it's snowing outside. I'm wearing shorts, but I'm not cold. And I remember like looking down at my shirt, my shoulders and my shirt, but I realized it wasn't white snow, like that clean snow. It was like gray, nasty, dark ash. And then I realized it wasn't snowing, it was ash coming down. And I believe it was the Campi Flegrei. I did not get Yellowstone at all. The first thing that came to me was like Italy. And I never even heard of this volcano before. And I realized that it's near kind of where the Vatican is. So definitely, I think, a significant sign that we need to keep an eye on. Put it that way. Now, let's get into this. So 2017 is the year where all our major signs started, and I believe that they're 7-year signs, so they're going to culminate this year, starting with the eclipse on August 21st. Now, in the Hebrew year, it's 5777. So I want to show you this, how all this lined up. So from the American eclipse that happened on April 8th, just a few months ago, going out to June 4th, which Repo Man had as Pentecost on his calendar, 57 days in between. What else happened on that day? Remember the, where's it at? Should be right, right here. The superior solar conjunction of the Sun and Venus in the horns of Taurus the bull, or the Aleph, the beginning. That was on June 5th, which was Jerusalem Day as well. So a lot happening on that day. the day count was 57. Now go forward from that day 77 days, and look what you wind up on. August 21st, 2024, the 7-year anniversary of that eclipse. So 57, 77, and you have 57, 77. So I think that's pretty fascinating how that lined up. I think the Lord's saying, hey, don't forget about these signs 7 years ago. Don't forget. He even gave us the day count as a reminder. So to me, it's incredible. Now let's go to what I found, the new. Let's see. Where is... Right here. Esther 1:1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even unto Ethiopia, over at 107 and 20 provinces. Okay, so he reigned 127 provinces. And I start looking at that. I'm like, wait, Esther's about the Feast of Purim, and that occurs in the 12th month, or the month of Adar. And I said, wonder if that's meaning like the 7th day of the 12th month, or Adar 7. And then I realized that is the birth and death date of Moses. And I said, okay, well, that's probably definitely something. So I went to Repo Man's calendar, and I said, I wonder what the 7th day of Adar is, what that falls on the Gregorian. It's February 21st. And I said, okay, so let's continue with the story of Esther. Esther 1:4. And when he showed the riches of his glorious kingdom and honor of his excellent majesty many days, even 180 days. So 180 days, the king holds his first feast. And that's jumping ahead, sorry. So I said, I wonder what 180 days is from February 21st, or Adar 7. Now this is showing 182, but God's calendar is 364. The Gregorian is 365 and a quarter, so it's off. But this would land right at 180 days on the 7-year anniversary of the eclipse. So that's when the first feast ended, in my opinion, was August 21st. So let's continue reading in the story. Is that it? Yeah. Esther 1:5. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present. So now it appears that the king has another feast at the end of these 180 days on August 21st, and there's more people there than the previous feast. So I think that's interesting. I think that's saying something. And that were present in Shushan, the palace. Now remember, Shushan in Daniel 8 is where Daniel had his vision of saints, holy ones, speaking to other saints, I believe in heaven, and they're discussing the 2300-day prophecy to each other. Now, both unto great and small, he has this feast 7 days. I think it's actually 7 years. And I'll show you that. In the court of the garden of the king's palace. Now, Esther 1:7, and they gave them, those that were present, drink in vessels of gold, and the vessels being diverse from one another. And look what was served, royal wine in abundance. Now, what is harvested in the month of Av in August in Israel? The wine, the new wine, that's right. And abundance according to the state of the king. Esther 1:8, and the drinking was according to the law, and none did compel, for so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house, that they should do according to every man's pleasure. Now we're going to jump to 1:11. Now the king, this is on the 7th day of the feast. I believe it was the 7th year of the feast. So this is coming up on the 7-year anniversary of August 21st, all right? Now to bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to show the people and the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on. Esther 1:12. But the queen refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains. Therefore the king was very wroth, and his anger burned in him. Now, looking at this, what happens on August 21st, August 22nd every year? And this is 7 years from August 21st, so it's going to be right around the same day. Now this shows 2017, but it doesn't matter. I showed you this yesterday. If you haven't watched the video yesterday, you need to look at it. Look at the sun eclipses Regulus every year on August 22nd. This is like typology Vashti refused to show her beauty. Regulus is the 21st brightest star in the entire sky, and it's blue. So it's unique from all the stars. And it said Vashti refused on this day. 7 years later, so we're looking at August 21st, August 22nd, 2024, she refused to show her beauty. I think that's a sign that we needed to look at this day. Now, what does Esther mean in Hebrew? Esther literally means a star, to hide a star. I think this is incredible. And I think it lets us know and it confirms that the date that we needed to look at was August 21st and August 22nd. Now, and this happened when they were drinking wine, and that's in August, and that's when a lot of people are looking at Pentecost. They're saying it's in August. Now, I said I don't know enough about it, so I'm not going to go one way or the other, but that is interesting how that's lining up. Now, remember the 33-day count from that sign, the 7-year sign, going out to the 7-year anniversary of the Revelation 12 sign, which is actually on September 24th, but that's okay because I'm actually looking at the 22nd, so it's actually still 33 days. And in Greek, Strong's 33 is age, and it means come. Look at that exclamation point as a commandment, or come, look at the bottom, or come now. What does he say in Revelation? Come up hither, or come forth. I believe that was in John 11. So I think it's the same kind of commandment that we're going to hear when we go up. So the day I'm really looking at, is August 21st, 2017. This will be, I believe, for us. And I believe this sign will be for Israel because of the crown of 12 stars, 12 being the 12 tribes of Israel. 12 is always associated with Israel. So I like how all of this is shaping out. Now, many are looking at dates in June, and I'm looking at them too, but I thought that was really interesting. And there's a beautiful, that's Regulus. So you can tell how unique it is from all the other stars. And on that day, that particular day, actually, let's go there real quick. I don't think I've gone too long. So let's go to Stellarium. And then I'm off to bed for a few hours. Today starts my weekend, so I'm extremely excited about that. I always go to roughly 3 p.m. All right, let's go to like the 20th. There we go. So in case you guys didn't watch my video, I do ask you to watch it just because there's more information there according why this sign is so important. So here's Regulus right there, and I'll show you on August 22nd. Boom. It is Eclipse. It is lost in the glare of the sun. Now let's change the year. There's 2023. There's 2022. There's 2021. There's 2020. Do you get it? We can go all the way back to 2017. It's not going to change. So I think that was God saying, hey, there's going to be a sign that you can confirm that we have the proper date. And I believe it's August 22nd. So I like how all this is shaping out. Thank you so much for the support on my last video. Please like, comment, share, subscribe on this one. If you have prayer requests, put them in the comments. Today is the day of salvation. If you're not saved and you want to know how to be saved, tag me in the comment. Know that, Jesus is the Son of God. He came here as fully man, fully God. He who knew no sin became sin. He took on this sin of the entire world on the cross. All right, so he took the wrath of God onto himself because we couldn't do it. We had a debt that we couldn't pay, but he paid it for us because he loved us so much that he went to the cross knowing what he was going to face. It was a horrible, most brutal death that you can ever face. He took it and he bared it all. He said, "It is finished." And when he said that, that meant he had paid for every sin that you and I will ever commit in our entire lives, past, present, and future. He died on the cross. He was buried and he rose again the third day. If you believe in that, you confess it with your heart and your mouth, believe on it, and ask God for forgiveness, and that you accept that free gift, you will be saved. All right, I love you guys, and if I don't see you again, I'll see you in heaven.